Hi, and welcome to Studio Tyson. Today we're going to take a look at a new product from Korg called the KR-55 Pro rhythm machine. If you're like me, you're probably wondering what the Korg KR-55 Pro is and what it does actually. And I guess the best way I can describe it is to say that it is a drum machine with pre-programmed rhythms in it. You can chain rhythm patterns together, measure to measure, to form a playlist, and then that can act as an accompaniment for a backup, rhythm backup. You can also record audio tracks onto SD memory card right here, and you can do basically, as far as I know, almost unlimited track layering. I'm not sure what the limits are actually for the number of tracks, but I've done several tracks over top of drums, and that's really good for sketching out quick song ideas. About 3 or 4 years into this now, and I started off with the Native Instruments machine, and then I didn't end up getting into that groove because of the requirement for a PC. So it was not a standalone product. And then I went on and looked at the Zoom ARQ products, and specifically the ARQ-48. And then after that, I moved on to Jamman by Digitech, their product for looping. And each of those products have strengths and weaknesses. I'm looking for something that's got pre-programmed drums that are ready to go and with variations, and then also with the ability to record basic tracks. And it seems like the KR-55 Pro may be the answer to this conundrum that I have. And so let's give it a try and see what it does. So that was a recording that I made using the KR-55 Pro, and I started out by going here to rhythm, and in this mode what you do is you create a playlist. So it's got a function here called chain playlist. You pick a beat from somewhere up here, and there are many different kinds of preset beats, and I'll just quickly show you those. Beat number 1, it's, and if I want to adjust the tempo, I can do that here. And I'll just cycle through the beats. Here's the next beat. Here comes the next beat. Each beat has a variation which you can access by holding this button. And then back to the original beat. And then it's got a couple preset fills for every beat. So here's a preset fill. Here's another one. So you get the idea with that. And what you can do is you can choose these beats, set the tempo, and then kind of assign them to rhythm, basically measures that are here on the front of the unit. So you can chain together these beats and assemble an entire rhythm bed that I did. The box itself allows you to chain these rhythm patterns together to form a complete rhythm bed of a song from start to finish. And then once you're done arranging that rhythm bed with all the drum work and percussion, you can then move on to the recording section here, which allows you to then overdub parts together, like guitar and bass or keyboard. And at that point, what happens is it gets recorded to the internal SD memory card on the system, and it records wave. It takes the rhythm that you created using the chain function in the playlist, and it then combines that and outputs that as a wave with your different tracks kind of composited together. So as you add tracks, it creates a new wave each time on the SD card, and with each time you overdub, it creates a new wave file with the layers underneath kind of composited in together in the wave. I can go into edit mode where I start assigning the patterns that are up here to the measures that are down here. So I'm going to select OK for measure 1. Measure 2 is now blinking. That's the beat I want. I'm going to select OK for that. Same with number 3, number 4, number 5. I'm just going to keep selecting OK. Now on 6, I notice it came up with the fill, which I don't really want that there, so I'm going to remove that, and then I'm going to say OK to that. I'm on measure 7, and we'll select OK to that. Now I'm on measure 8, and here I do want to fill, so I'm going to pick fill number 2 and OK to set that. Now it takes me back to 1, which in this case is actually 9, measure 9. And it's telling me there's a fill there. I'm not going to have a fill there. And we're going to go just to the regular beat. Or actually, maybe I want to change that to the variable beat. So in this case, I'm going to go backward 1. So now I'm at measure 9. And I want this beat, but I want the variation of that. So I'm going to hit variation, OK. And we'll keep that variation on 10. So, OK. And 11, same thing. Choose that with variation, OK. This, variation. So now we should be able to rewind with the rewind button back to measure 1, and hear what we've got so far. Notice it's only staying in measure 1. I made a mistake there. We're still in edit mode, so I need to hit chain playlist and now hit this button to play. Straight beats with a fill on 8. Switch to a different beat on 9. This is the variable beat. And that'll go to 16, and then 17 will go back to the regular beat. I do have to say that some of the videos that I've seen online, the demoing the KR-55 Pro, have been very impressive. I really like what I'm hearing with the drum sounds, the rhythms that Korg has pre-programmed. Although it sounds like it is limited to 24 different patterns, when you consider the fact that there's a variation for each pattern, 2 fills for each pattern, and then the ability to adjust tempo, that gives you a lot of rhythmic options. Let's just put it that way. So we're to that point in the review for the good, the bad, and the ugly on the KR-55 Pro. Korg, you really should not be calling this a Pro product because it does fall short in many ways. It's a fun product to work with, but it's not a professional product. And the reason why it's not a professional product is because it's lacking some very important things that a professional would need. I need the ability to have the individual tracks that I'm layering separated on the SD memory card. So that's not what I'm getting when I look at the contents of the SD memory card. So this is a big problem. It's missing Midi, big omission, and strange omission. Almost every professional product on the market has a Midi port. This should have a Midi out or a Midi in or both. It has neither. It does not have USB connection for other types of functions. So it cannot be used as an audio interface to a DAW, which is another glaring omission. It also does not allow for me to control the volume of the individual tracks that I'm layering. So as I'm putting down guitar track, bass track, keyboard track, vocal track, once that track is recorded, I have no way of controlling the volume for the guitar, the vocal, the keyboard, the bass. I'm simply stuck with whatever volume level that was used during the recording, and that's not okay. So you guys in Korg Engineering really need to go back to the drawing board on this product and come out with a truly professional version. I like the basic idea of this product. The basic idea is a good one. So the way I see this product is, this is a product for low-end recording. It does not have 24-bit support, which is another big omission. The sound quality is good. It seems to be okay, but without 24-bit and 96K support for recording, that's a problem. So you really need to put out a product that supports 24-bit, 96. You have to have USB, you need Midi on the back of this, and you need to allow the recording of individual tracks, including the drums. So as I'm recording, it should be recording the drums to its own WAV file. My bass from my electric bass guitar should be recorded on its own WAV file. My electric guitar should be on its own WAV file. But as it sits right now, this is a non-professional product whose best use would be like a basement or garage band who just wants to plug in to something where they can all record. This gives you enough inputs for a guitar player, a bass player, and a vocalist. So 3 people could be recording simultaneously, and then of course the drums being provided by the KR-55. But to call this a pro product is a definite exaggeration, and so unfortunately I'm going to have to send this one back from where it came, and I will continue my search for a professional recording solution.